Wakochia mama ni asidi katiade. When you are going Obapa. Kule.
Yes.
How are you, Kule?
You just left me here listening to this music. Are you?
Okay. Respect you. What can I say? Welcome to once again the biggest platform and channel in the whole global world representing the Pan-African world and organization. My name is Nana Osagyefo, and of course I'm here with my co-host and partner in progress and partner in crime, the beautiful lady
Efia Lopez.
Efia Lopez, indeed, but I do call her Efia J. That is Efia Jennifer. Yes, tonight, of course, we are live on Voice of London television with a feed to Voice of London radio and all our partner radio and television stations across the globe. My name is Nana Osagyefo Dasibre Kuntum Kunuku Sasrako Pele Pedia Zangbazanda de Patakari and Nenyankupo Nikosia, you better believe it. Takia Nebebu say chain Pio Ukraine to me wow. Sunny, you know. So this is a local balance and of course bringing you the vibrant current affairs and of course the Pan-African gist for us, those in the diaspora and the motherland to get to know what's happening in the global world. We'll be talking in this particular section and segment, we'll be talking about the trending issues that is taking place in the motherland. A lot of things have happened. When it comes to the Voice of London news desk, we have from our international news desk, we've got Donald Trump and of course the deal with Ukraine, with Russia buying into the deal, but the European caucus actually not happy with the latest Donald Trump Ukraine deal. From the international news desk, we also have Guinea-Bissau. There's a coup plot that has taken place there, and a new military regime has taken over this week, and a general has been made the head of the junta. So interesting news items coming from that part of the world in Africa. And then, of course, we have Kule, who is a special guest on our panel. He's, of course, a British Nigerian. We have loads of Nigerian staff. We got Boko Haram issue taking place in Nigeria with a Nigerian pastor saying that Christians are being killed. Therefore, an invitation to Donald Trump to intervene in Nigeria, and Nigerians have become furious that anywhere America goes, trouble. No country survives or becomes developed anytime an American intervention takes place, citing various Afghanistan, Libya, Iraq, all that. And then we have one of the greatest funerals that is taking place today, the great J.J. Rawlings, Papa J of Mother Ghana, who at the young age of 32 years was able to topple and take over leadership in Ghana, that is Africa. The revolution lasted for a very long years. 19 years. It brought a lot of change to Ghana. He's passed on. The wife, Nana Kunedu Ajiman, also passed on. And the funeral is today at the Blaster Square. Super funeral. Should I say state funeral? Yes. Or should I say, I like the way they decorated the Blaster Square. The greens, unbelievable, beautiful atmosphere. And statesmen alike were paying their due respect. Then we'll be looking at what has been trending for almost a couple of months, shall I say, or weeks. Daddy Lumba, yes. The sister of Lumba. Lumba, we all know, is the Michael Jackson of Ghana and Africa. He passed on. The 1 week was held, very successfully. And then the sister, Akosia Brimpoma, took the case to court. And the courts ruled against her the last time in terms of who decides who the Kwana means the in-law or the wife to preside over the funeral. And today, final verdict has come. The whole issue also went to the palace, the Ashanti palaces, where Otunfo presides, but Otunfo is in travel, and we understand it should be in Ghana soon. And so the High Court of Ghana, the Kumasi branch, has ruled in favor of the Odo Bruni, who had been with Daddy Lumba for over 19 good years. And so it's an interesting case. We'll be looking at that. I have our reporter live from Ghana. Let me go straight and welcome my special guest. Let me first welcome Sir Kule. Kule, how are you?
I'm fine. Good evening.
Yes.
Good evening to you and your co-host and
Yes.
everybody around the globe.
Yes. She's Efia Lopez, but I like to call her Efia J. Efia Jennifer. Efia means Friday born, Kule.
Okay.
Yes, that's why she's Efia. And then stage name is Lopez, so it's Efia Lopez. But I try to defy her and then go for the Efia Jennifer, because I think the Efia Jennifer sounds sweet, in as much as the Efia Lopez also sounds sweet. Yes. So thank you so much, Kunle. Let me welcome our news reporter in the person of Obapa Julie. Obapa Julie, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Nana.
Efia, where have you been? It's been a
while. And I've been around.
You see, the way Screw miss you, you have no idea. He's been fighting with me. Nana, where's Obapa J? Where's Obapa J?
Tell him I miss him too. I miss him very much.
Come and see the way he's laughing here.
Oh my God.
All right, okay, so our worldwide audiences across the globe, you are watching us live on Voice of London TV with, how do I say it, even akin to the radio as well. You can pick us on the radio station and all our partners, including our subsidiaries. We are going to delve straight, Obapa. Obapa, you can see on the screens, we have another Efia like yourself.
Yeah, I can see.
Yes, she's Efia Lopez. I tend to call her Efia J, Efia Jennifer.
All right.
So Obapa, which of the names do you prefer? Do you prefer the Efia Lopez or you prefer the Efia J or Efia Jennifer?
Efia J.
I like it. You know, that's what I said. See? So, but you are Obapa Julie. So you are
About,
basically Obapa J. So we have Obapa J and Efia J. That's
and
powerful.
I'm a fear too as well.
Come again.
I'm a fear too as well.
Hey, and then may move kumi. Me kwa makoto mami ne Efia me wo. Asama
Well, yeah, but trauma.
I Radi Yesu Christo. All right, so um Obapa Julie, let's go. It's been just give us the headlines and the reports, and then we can then come in and check out any redress so that you can actually let us know what's happening. So let's roll. Efia.
All right, Nana. Sorry, I have cold, so my voice is little down. But then we will try and then manage it. We try our possible best to make sure our viewers and then listeners get to know what is happening across the globe. So our top story, Ghana here is cool. Everything is in order apart from one and two issues that's nature. We cannot do anything about it. That is the demise of our former First Lady Nana Kunedu Ajman, which you stated it earlier on. She was laid on stage today, and then the funeral was attended by many dignitaries across the globe. Because she was the first former because she was the first former First Lady, many dignitaries across the globe came to just pay their last respect to her, which was in a very with funeral. We don't say beautiful, but then you said it in your first analysis that the decoration was beautiful. So everything was in order. Let's put it this way: everything was in order to send her to join her husband, and then for them to enjoy the rest of their lives, as we all believe that after death there is another life. So Nana, as I speak to you now, Nana Kunedu Ajimai Rollins, who died at the age of 76, who could have been 77 this November, but unfortunately she died at the age of 76, has been buried today. She has officially been buried, and then now we can see that the Rollins family, for the kids that she has left behind with their they have left behind because their husband too is not alive. They are now known as orphan. That is Zinato, and then with her three siblings, three girls, one gentleman, who are now the families of Rollins, JJ Rollins. Now let's go to the issue of Galamsey. We all know how hard this government is fighting, how hard this government is trying his possible best so that they can fight Galamsey activities in the country. But then, though they are putting in more efforts, the Galamseyers are also fighting them vividly because they also have the weapons. And we ask ourselves, where do they get all these weapons from?
Okay, viewers, I think Obapa Julie's network is playing up. I'm sure she will definitely rejoin. Okay, so as we wait for Obapa Julie, let me quickly go straight to my learned colleague, and I'm happy to always have Kunle, my actual learned friend. We both went to law school together. Kunle, how are you, sir?
Fine, fine, thank you. And
Great.
you?
Yeah, not too bad. Yeah. Kunle, quickly, uh, there are some pressing issues that took place in Nigeria. And we all know that Nigeria is the biggest economy when it comes to Africa. If Nigeria gets it right, the whole of Africa will get it right. Because when you look at the population of Nigeria, hovering over 250 million. That is a huge number. We know Nigeria hasn't been able to get it right. There's been issues where some Nigerians have called for Donald Trump to intervene in the killings of some Christians and Boko Haram and all that nonsense. You can then explain to us, those of us in the diaspora who are not privy to these things, what's your take on that? Before I come to the Namdi issue, the Igbo guy who has been jailed for life as well, and other pressing issues, and then we can take it from there. And then the latest on Ibrahim Traore, a coup d'etat thing that had been averted. So let's look at the Nigerian Boko Haram with Donald Trump promising to intervene in Nigeria. And Nigerians are some part of Nigerian people supporting Trump, and others are saying, look, anywhere America goes, that country never survives. Your take, Kunle?
Well, my own take is that I don't agree that America should come and intervene in our affairs in whatever capacity. I think it's foolhardy for anybody to believe that Donald Trump or anybody from the US government actually really cares about what happens in Nigeria. I'm very, very suspicious of the motive behind Donald Trump's statements over the past few weeks. So I'm not interested in America coming to interfere in our problem in Nigeria. That's number one. Number two, it shows that most African countries are still, being run by irresponsible, visionless, and unpatriotic bunch of individuals. Because if what I have just said is not true, why will we be talking about a problem that has been within our polity for over 20 years? And then it's going to take a leader from a faraway country to now bring us to our senses, because our leaders just don't care. I mean, a few days ago, or should I say last week, some girls were kidnapped in the state of Kebbi. Those girls were released, but what I did not hear is who are the people responsible for this kidnapping. Nobody was arrested. The police have not come up with anything serious about how this has happened and how what the government is going to do. Obviously, the starting point for reprimanding or making sure this doesn't happen again is definitely accountability, and of course, the arrest and serious prosecution of people that perpetrated this kind of crime. They kidnapped these girls. That alone should be, I don't have the constitution in front of me, but I'm sure it has to be a very serious criminal offense in the Nigerian Criminal Act or in the Nigerian Constitution. So for some people to have committed this, carried out this type of crime, and all we heard is that the girls, I'm very, very happy and glad that those girls got released. They've all gone back to their parents and family. That's good news. But are we acting in a way that, okay, everything is just optics, and then next week we're going to hear another story of another bandits going into a girls' school or maybe a mixed school and just kidnapping everybody. And then when they kidnap them, then they will throw the whole country into chaos, because that's what it does. This kind of situation throws the country into chaos. And what are these security apparatus doing? We have the National Security Advisor, we have the Commander-in-Chief, the President himself, his Vice President. The National Assembly? What are these guys doing? What are these guys doing? Everybody keeps the next thing they will hear, the army has taken over, and then everybody will start trying to act like they love democracy and start what if this democracy is not working? It's not working. Everybody is participating in democracy to come and have a field day, look after themselves, steal the country dry. And then when their time is up, everybody goes back to their respective houses with all the country's loot, and then another set of looters will come into government again, and it's the same vicious cycle over and over again. Anyway, I think I've answered your question on the issue of Donald Trump. Donald Trump should not come near Nigeria.
Okay.
No foreign country should come near Nigeria, because that means that we are not capable of running our own or solving our own problems. So
Okay, yeah. So Kunle, quickly, let's sift through, since we are now on the African scene. Let's look at Nnamdi Kanu. He was sentenced to life imprisonment. Apparently, Nnamdi Kanu is an activist who is trying to divide Nigeria. He wants the Igbos to have their own. Can you share a bit of light on us and what this judgment has also caused in Nigeria?
my own personal take from the little that I know about law and human rights, based on what I have been taught in college,
Yeah.
I believe the conviction of Nnamdi Kanu is definitely an overkill. Definitely an overkill.
Yeah.
I believe the judge did not apply. Let me just say this. He did not apply wisdom, because I totally disagree. I don't agree with Nnamdi Kanu's beliefs on what he was trying to do, but at the same time, the verdict or the sentence that was passed on to Nnamdi Kanu was definitely an overkill. It was heavily overreached by the judge. I believe that well, as of now, I don't think he has any law. Well, he has lawyers, but before the case came to an end, he decided to sack his lawyers, and so the conviction came, and I believe this should definitely go to the appeal courts. They should appeal this judgment, because that judgment is totally, as far as I'm concerned, it's a judicial kill. That is totally it's totally I believe that judgment was extreme, totally extreme. So I mean, in fact, the judge was even mentioned the death penalty, because he was thinking about extending that punishment to death penalty, but he looked at how our judiciary, what we have done with our judiciaries before, since independence and after independence, that we're
Okay,
steadily trying to.
I'm not interrupting you, but I'm just interjecting. And so, would you say that what Nnamdi Kanu did in terms of calling for, an uprising and separating from the rest of Nigeria, the Igbos and all that, that amounts to treason, and that could be punishable by death? And that probably that was the tangent the judge was going, or maybe the judge was citing. Okay, and looking at history, Nigeria went through a civil war, which was a nasty civil war, the Biafra War, and then we all know about the Equiapim peace accord or treaty that was to resolve the Biafra War, which took place in Ghana. Do you think to try and come out to actually advocate for such separatism and all that is to divide Nigeria, and that could have, gone on to become a massive civil war? And so probably the judge was looking at all these things. What do you think?
No, I believe even, I don't even want to believe that. I'm totally disappointed with our judiciary that they will come up with this kind of, the judge will come up with that kind of sentence. I'm saying, in fact, if you, do you realize that even there's a lot of Yorubas, I'm from the Yoruba tribe. Every time I'm on the phone with 8 out of 10, they also advocating for separation. So should the police now start arresting everybody that opens their mouth and say, "Oh, we all need to go our separate ways"? Oh, are we all going to be charged for treason? I personally don't agree. I've always disagreed with everybody that has that discussion with me, because I said to them, "You don't know what you're talking about. You're not even looking at the what it is going to take to even have a Yoruba nation. Do you think we are capable of running a Yoruba nation with a new central bank, a new Yoruba police, a new Yoruba navy, and that is where I shut the conversation down, because everybody just comes out of nowhere and say, "Oh, we need a Yoruba nation. We need to go our separate way." It's just said and done. All the lawyers should first of all come up with the constitution. The Nigerian constitution that we are all operating right now is not working for us. And you are talking about the people, some people from the East are talking about the Biafra nation. Most Yoruba people are talking about a Yoruba nation. And I've said to them, I don't agree. Because the reason why I don't agree is that if we all separate today, the problem that we have is still going to remain. We have the same people that are going to be in different parts of the country that have run the country down, that have destroyed the country. They are still going to be, the Yorubas amongst our elites are still going to be in the Yoruba nation. And they are the ones that will always want to come and run the show politically. So I don't agree with our people talking about separation. And like I said, Nnamdi Kanu may be the loudest Nigerian or the loudest Igbo screaming and shouting about Biafra nation, separation from the Nigerian nation and all that. But there's a lot of Yorubas too, as much as there's a lot of Igbos that are talking about separation. Now, based on what I know, if they arrest everybody that has opened their mouth and talk about separation, we won't have enough prison to hold everybody.
All right.
Okay.
So points. I've got a point. Let me just quickly do some quick headlines on our news X for some African headlines, and then we can run up. There is just a brief one, and then tomorrow we can start early and spend more time to go into the nitty-gritties of what is happening back home in Africa. So quickly from our news desk on Voice of London Television, we have Zelensky. We're talking about the Ukraine war. From our European and World News Desk. We have Zelensky's top advisor resigns after Ukrainian anti-corruption raid on his home. So that's one of the headlines. And then looking at Europe, Donald Trump, as usual, President Trump has said that the US will pause migration from third world countries. That's an interesting one. We'll look at that in total tomorrow as well. We are still on the case of Europe, and then we have a runaway nuns can stay in Alpine convent if they leave social media. This is an interesting story. We are hard pressed with time, so I'll take that tomorrow. Now, let's look at the African news desk and then see what we can pick from there. We have Guinea-Bissau's coup called a sham by West African political figures. Of course, those West African countries, presidents that are enjoying the loot of their countries will call it a sham. But I tell you what, Africa is rising, and all those presidential civilian candidates, if they don't, wake up, coup is going to spread across the whole of West Africa, and not just Guinea-Bissau, Burkina Faso, and the Sahel. So this is an interesting one. Let's look at Zambia. Daughter of Zambia's unburied ex-president loses seat as an MP. So all this, we can look at it tomorrow. We know the Guinea-Bissau president he flees to Senegal. The president has now run away, literally meaning that, yes, when they don't perform, they need to be chased out, because Africa is serious now. No more. Because most people don't understand why Africa is one of the richest continents in the whole wide world. With all the mineral resources, arable land, you can throw a corn, it will grow the next day, and yet the people are the poorest. It doesn't make sense. The Western world don't even have a dime of a mining site, and they are the richest. So Africans are waking up. Yes. Zaire, president killed my granddad and targeted my dad. TKV's family story. So this goes back during the independence of the Zaire. We know Zaire, Kinshasa, yes. And that also brings us into mind the Muhammad Ali and George Foreman boxing thriller in Manila. All right, so interesting stories we have still from the African perspective. I watched helplessly as gunmen snatched my son, says father, after Nigerian school kidnapping. So this is to do with the same Boko Haram issue, which you have addressed. It's quite a serious issue. All right, so escalating war of words between Ethiopia and Eritrea triggers fears of conflict. And then we have from Tanzania, how Tanzania police crashed election protests with lethal force. All right, so these are some of the issues coming from the international news desk on our side of the channel flagship, Voice of London Television. And then when we look at Ghana, we lost Oba Pajuli because of the network. And I'm sure tomorrow the network will improve. I understand that there's been lots of rains back in Africa. And Africa is the only place when it rains, then most of our system just go down. When it rains, they put light off. When it rains, the networks have. When it rains, this is terrible. All these things need to be fixed. All right, so I'm so glad and pleased once again to have you, Kunle, on the show. And have you got any final words to say regarding what we've just shared tonight?
Nothing much. We'll just wait till tomorrow, and then we'll take it then. I'll do a little bit of reading and research on what's going on. And we'll talk about Guinea-Bissau because I'm really interested. I'm really interested in what is going on over there. I mean, they just had an election. I don't know what happened. The only thing I picked was that both the opposition and the sitting president were all declaring themselves winner of the election. Highly reckless, highly irresponsible.
Okay,
I think the responsibility of that belongs to the electoral body of the country, not you don't declare yourself the winner of an election. That responsibility lies with the electoral body. So
sure.
we have to discuss that seriously.
Okay, we do all that tomorrow. And of course, in our segment, thank you so much, Kunle. Let me go to our lady Efia Lopez and ask Efia Lopez any final word. Tomorrow we'll have more time, but tonight is just a little bit of having what are transpired, trending issues, a brief look at the trending issues. Anything you want to say regarding the...
Nothing at all. I believe that everything that was discussed is actually what's happening and it needs to be discussed. And whichever way possible, I think our voice will be held out there. So that's how I would like to wrap it up.
Great stuff, yeah. So that's my co-host, Fia Lopez. Tomorrow we can have a very in-total discussion with all the pertaining trending issues. So on behalf of our crew members, of course, Screw, John, Kofi, of course, our special guests in the person of Kunle, Obapa, and all our social media worldwide and global viewers, we would like to say we appreciate your indulgence, and it's been a great and fantastic segment on this particular show. Once again, thank you, my co-hosts in the person of Efia Lopez, and me, myself, and I, the humble Nana Osagyefo. See you next time.
See you tomorrow, hopefully.